Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check 1 2. Check, 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 check 1 2. Check, 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 check 1 2. Hello, hello. All right, we're good. All right, we're good. All right. All right. Welcome back to Wildcat Arena and Jill Pruden Court for tonight's matchup between the Lady Wildcats of Oak Ridge High School and the Lady Lions of Concord Christian. I am James Branson, joined by Ethan Eubanks and TJ Hibben tonight. Our crew, David Clary, is back at the control center working the operations behind the scene. We would like to welcome you to tonight's game. Will just be the Lady Wildcats playing alone tonight. They picked up this game a little bit later in the season. The Lady Wildcats come in with a 1-4 record, while the Lady Lions come in with a 4-4 record, and they are 1-2 in their district. This is the final home game for the Lady Wildcats in 2025 as we welcome Concord Christian to the arena for the first time ever. This is an add-in game for the Lady Wildcats and will involve just them and not the guys. These two teams have never played one another, and both are looking for a win tonight to end losing streaks. Since opening the season with a win over Oliver Springs, the Lady Wildcats have dropped 4 straight games. Their losses have come to Cookeville, Bearden, Farragut, and Clinton. Oak Ridge hasn't lost 5 games in a row since the 2013-2014 season. Concord has lost 2 games in a row, losing to the Kings Academy out of Seymour, Tennessee, and to Grace Christian. They are 4-4 on the season, though, with wins over Union County, Greenback, Catholic, and First Baptist Academy in Powell. Their other 2 losses have come to Cumberland County and Gatlinburg-Pittman. The Lady Lions went 17-11 last season, which was their 11th season as a program. The Lady Wildcats' next game will be on Friday when they travel to CAK to take on the Lady Warriors. CAK is 7-2 on the season, with their only losses coming to 3-time state champion Bradley Central, and they only lost by 5. Their other loss was to Webb to open the season. This game is a part of the Hammers Hardwood Classic put on by 5-Star Preps. That is the game against CAK. The guys will be in action in the same time on Friday night against Fulton. They will be taking on Sevier County in a rematch of last season's sectional game that sent Oak Ridge to the state tournament. This tournament doesn't allow for live streaming video, but we will stream the audio live if the non-conflicting games and the video game later that night. The girls' game begins at 6:15 at CAK, and the boys' game is scheduled to begin at 8:15. We're still trying to work out the details of those broadcasts. Prep Radio's long-standing policy is to prioritize the team with the furthest away from Oak Ridge, but we'll make every attempt to broadcast as many games as we can. Our sponsors for tonight's game with Concord Christian are Laura Lynn Green and State Farm Insurance, Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, Oak Ridge Utility District, the Knoxville Orthopedic Clinic of Oak Ridge, Tin Bank of Oak Ridge, the Summit Medical Group, Bob's Wash and Fold, and Fox Insurance Group. It's time for a break, and we will return for the announcement of the starting lineups and the play-by-play as the Lady Wildcats will take on Concord Christian in about 2 minutes. Welcome back to Wildcat Arena and Jill Pruden Court for the playing of our national anthem. We will start with the starting lineups for both teams. Coming out first will be the Lady Lions, Jalen Scherzitz. Number 2, Kira Cooper. Number 5, Emery Thomas. Number 21, Kieran Keaton. And number 25, Brooklyn Brown. Those are your starting lineups for the Concord Christian Lady Lions. For the Lady Wildcats, we will start with number 22, which is, that'll be number 3, Autumn O'Donnell. Number 5 will be the senior, Avea Mitchell. Number 15, another senior for the Lady Wildcats, Evelyn Eubanks. Number 20, Paige Long, a senior for the Lady Wildcats, will start. And again, a junior, number 22, Janaea Pippins, will also start for the Lady Wildcats. They are coached by head coach Kevin Tubbs and assisted by Christina Sims and JT Estep. As we said before, this is the first ever meeting between the Concord Lady Lions and the Oak Ridge Lady Wildcats. We were about to have tip-off here at Jill Pruden Court. It was a late scheduled game. Early in the season, we had an opening, and the Lady Wildcats were able to get this game in on time. And this is just a Lady Wildcat game tonight. The guys will not be playing. They will not play until Friday. As we said in our pregame, they'll play Fulton at 8:15. Evelyn Eubanks is there for the tip, but the Lady Lions control it. That will be Sheritz, who drives in, and a bucket is good by Emery Thomas. Lady Wildcats have to come back up court quickly with Avea Mitchell. Avea dribbles toward the corner, but it is turned over there. Ball goes over to Keaton, but is quickly taken away by Janaea Pippin. She goes in for a layup. Good. Game is tied 2-2. 7:30 left in the first quarter here as we are just underway at Wildcat Arena. The Lady Lions have control of the ball. They're with Cooper. Cooper gets it inside. She tries to dribble, kicks it back out there. Number 1 for them dribbles in the lane. Around the horn we go. Back out to Keaton for 3. And the Lady Lions lead 5-2. Lady Wildcats working quickly up court over here to Janaea Pippins. Throws it in the backcourt. Little bit rushed there as she was just trying to get set. The offense was not ready for that pass, and it will be a turnover. First turnover for the Lady Wildcats tonight. The ball will be in their court as they throw it into the backcourt. That will be to Cooper. Cooper controls it. She's guarded by O'Donnell. She passes it over and gets it toward the top of the key there. Ball is nearly thrown away, and it is thrown away as Thomas stepped out of bounds there for the Lady Lions. Turnover for them, gives it right back to the Lady Wildcats. Avea Mitchell gets it to Evelyn Eubanks. Eubanks over to Paige. Paige dribbles, gets it back to Evelyn. Over in the corner to O'Donnell. She drives into the lane, kicks it back out to Avea. A three-point threat all the time, regardless of where she is on the court. She's being hassled there. She drives into the lane. Little floater, no good. Tipped by Evelyn back out to Janaea. Janaea tries to control it, nearly turns it over, and is controlled by Paige. Paige out to Avea Mitchell. Avea drives back into the lane once again. Little jump shot, good. Lady Wildcats down by 1, 5-4 with 6:15 left in the first quarter. Back and forth we go as Concord works back up the court quickly. Ball is kicked out of bounds there and will be controlled by the Lady Lions. Inbound comes to, that is Keaton. Keaton turns it over, though, and Janaea comes racing back up the court, tries to get it to Avea, but, again, the ball is turned back over. Got to settle down and make the most out of each possession as the Lady Lions come back up court. That's Keaton, but blocked by Evelyn. Nice job there by getting her getting back on defense and gets it out to Avea. Avea's got to be careful here as we don't want to continue to turn the ball over. She probes baseline, kicks it out to O'Donnell. Back over to Janaea. Janaea, three-point shot up and a little bit long. Gets her own rebound eventually into Evelyn. Evelyn off the glass, no good. Ball is going to be controlled by the Lady Lions Brown. She kicks it over to Keaton, who throws it out of bounds. It will be Lady Wildcat basketball. 5:26 left in the first quarter. Score is 4-5. Lady Wildcats trailing by 1 here early in this game. Lady Wildcats showing a lot of fight. You'd like to see them keep it up here as they work back up court. Janaea nearly walks but doesn't. Puts up a shot. Good! 6-5. Lady Wildcats have their first lead of the game, but they got to get back on defense. 5 minutes here. Nice job there by Janaea, who's all over the court. Goes in for a layup off the glass. Good! 8-5. Lady Wildcats with a little bit of a burst here. 4 points right off the bat. They lead just under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. That's going to be Cooper with the ball for the Lady Lions. She kicks it out over for a three-point shot by number 5 for them. Thomas, no good. Rebounded by Janaea Pippins. Gets it to Avea Mitchell. Avea looking to set up the offense. Plays off a screen there from Evelyn. Puts up a three-point shot. Good! And Avea Mitchell, she can hit from anywhere on the court. Nice little run here by the Lady Wildcats. 7 points after trailing 4-5. They now lead 11-5 with 4:30 left in the first quarter. We'll take a quick timeout as timeout was called by the Lady Lions. James Branson back here with Ethan Eubanks and TJ Hibben joining us to help us out tonight from college. We appreciate them. Lady Wildcats have a quick scoring burst here. 11-5 is the score as the Lady Lions work up court, and they're working it around quickly over to Cooper. Cooper drives into the lane, shot no good. Rebounded, long rebound there by Brown of the Lady Lions. She drives in and is fouled. She will have 2 free throws. Who is the foul on? It is Evelyn Eubanks. I believe that is her first foul. Team first foul. Shooting foul. So at the line will be Brooklyn Brown. She is a sophomore forward for the Lady Lions. First shot is no good. 5'8" forward for the Lady Lions. Lady Wildcats fell behind a little bit here. 5 points there in the first few minutes, but they have rebounded really well. Second shot good by Brown. Substitution coming in for the Lady Wildcats. That is Alani Mitchell. She is a freshman, Alani. They worked the ball into her, nearly turned over, but she's able to grab it, gets it back over to Paige. Paige gets it to, that is Avea Mitchell. Avea dribbling around, got to get it across. She does. Half-court stripe, nearly turned over, swatted away. It's got to be a foul. Good job there by the ref calling that. That's going to be the first foul called on Jalen Sheritz. That is her first foul, team first foul. Paige Long to work it in. She does to Janaea Pippins. Janaea at the top of the key tries to drive in. She kicks it back out to Avea. Avea works it around. Has to lob it inside to Alani. Alani, first shot up and good. Alani Mitchell. 2 points there. 13-6 the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 3:45 left in the first quarter. Lady Lions respond. They come back inside. That's Cooper off the glass around Alani. Good. 13-8 now the lead for the Lady Wildcats as they work it across the court. Back to Janaea Pippins. Tries to get it inside to Sakari. She does. Off the glass. No good. Going to be rebounded there by Thomas of Concord. She works it up the court quickly to Brown. Brown is going to be, I'm not exactly sure who ran over who there. I think Avea was trying to get in the way, but Brown just a little bit bigger. I believe the foul is going to be called on Avea Mitchell. That is her first foul. Team second foul. Coming into the game now for the Lady Wildcats is Messiah Thomas. Thompson. She comes in for Paige Long. Lady Lions inbound it. They get it into Cooper. Cooper trying to go off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Alani Mitchell. Gets it over to Thompson. Thompson to Avea. Back out to Janaea Pippins. Lady Wildcats playing a lot of team ball really well. Janaea tries to drive into the lane. Ball is going to be out of bounds on Concord. Lady Wildcats retain possession with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. 5-point lead here. 13-8 is the score. Lady Wildcats lead. Inbound comes to Alani. Alani has to get it back out to Janaea. Janaea drives into the lane, kicks it out to Sakari, who then works off a screen. Going to have a 3-second violation by the Lady Wildcats. Turnover. A little bit of a hectic first quarter here. Up and down the court. No team really able to establish a rhythm here. Kind of been a game of runs so far. 2:50 left in the first quarter. Lady Lions have possession with, that is Cooper. Cooper looking to set up her offense. She tries to get it over to Horst. Horst gets it out to number 14. No for them. She's guarded by Alani Mitchell. Tries to drive into the lane, doubled there, kicks it back out. That comes back over to Cooper, who tips it out of bounds. It is going to be another turnover by Concord. Substitutions coming here as Lady Wildcats will take over. 2:30 left in the first quarter. Coming in for Concord will be Delaney Walker. And they try to inbound it. Lady Wildcats do get it to Avea Mitchell, nearly fouled. No call. Avea's got to work it across midcourt. She does, drives into the lane. Looks at a little jumper there, but it was really more of a pass to Alani. Goes off the glass, no good. She missed the shot and is rebounded by Janaea. Janaea ended up traveling, trying to get 2 shots up there. Again, another turnover for the Lady Wildcats. 13-8, they lead. 2:15 in the first quarter. 2 fouls for the Lady Wildcats, 1 for Concord. Concord works it across half court there. It is going to be to Horst. Horst guarded by Avea Mitchell. Looking to set it up. They're going to be nearly thrown away, nearly out of bounds. And there's a tussle over the ball there. Sakari trying to wrestle it away, but it is Thompson that comes away with it. Gets it over to Horse. Horse three-point shot, air ball, no good. The officials say it was tipped by the Lady Wildcats. Not sure how he was able to see that. But we have substitutions by the Lady Wildcats. Back in come Autumn O'Donnell and Evelyn Eubanks. It will be the Lady Lions ball set up under the basket there, guarded by Messiah Thompson. And she takes it away. Thompson does, and is able to get it up court to Janaea. Janaea to Avea. Avea tries to drive into the lane, throw a shot up, no good, and is going to be taken away by Concord. Concord works quickly back up court. 13-8 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. Brooklyn Brown goes off the glass. It is now 13-10 with 1:30 left in the first quarter. Lady Wildcats lead 13-10. Avea picked up her dribble, almost the wrong spot there, and gets it over to Messiah. Messiah tries to drive in, picks up her foot after placing the other one down. That is called a travel, and that'll be a turnover. Possession will be here for the Lady Lions. They work to inbound it with 1:20 left on the first quarter clock. 3-point lead by the Lady Wildcats as the Lady Lions try to claw back into this game. Horse with the ball, works it back inside. That is Keaton. Keaton dribbles it off. It looks like Evelyn's foot, and it will remain Concord ball. Baseline there near the Lady Wildcat cheerleaders. Inbound coming for Concord. Guarded by O'Donnell. Get it out to Keaton. Keaton for three. She's already hit one. No good. Rebound goes there, though, to Thomas. Thomas misses it. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, though, there by Thomas. And it is going to be Lady Wildcat ball with 56 seconds left in the first quarter. 3-point lead, 13-10. Avea gets the inbound. She races across midcourt and looks to set up the offense. Autumn tries to drive baseline, kicks it over to Messiah. Messiah shot up and good. 2 points for Messiah Thompson. 5-point lead for the Lady Wildcats, 38 seconds, 15-10. Lady Wildcats lead here as Concord sets up their offense. Avea guarding the ball. Now it's going to be tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be tipped out by Autumn O'Donnell. We'll get substitutions in here. 5-point lead, 27 seconds left in the first quarter. Paige Lawing comes back in for Messiah Thompson, who just scored her first 2 points of the game. Concord works it in. They get it to Cooper. Cooper drives into the lane, tries to kick it back out. She does to Brown. Brown back out to Walker. Walker tries to drive baseline, kicks it back out to Brown. Brown does drive baseline, kicks it out of bounds. Ball wildly thrown back in, controlled by Concord. Blocked there by Janaea Pippins. What a block on the shot with 8 seconds left in the first quarter. 15-10. Lady Wildcats lead by 5. After an early deficit, we get substitutions here. That is going to be Harrell coming in for Concord. Inbound here for Concord. Try it again to get it to Brown. Shot no good. Blocked by Evelyn on the second one. Avea tries to work it up court, but is going to be called for a double dribble. 2 seconds left in the first quarter here. Lady Wildcats lead 15-10. Concord to work it in for the last shot here. That is tipped away, and Avea takes it away, and it's going to be a late shot. No good. And the Lady Wildcats lead 15-10. Really nice effort all the way around by the Lady Wildcats. Fell behind 5-2. Raced back out to a 6-point lead, 11-5, and it's kind of been back and forth ever since. We have a first quarter timeout here. Lady Wildcats lead 15-5. We will be back in 40 seconds. James Branson, as well as Ethan Eubanks and TJ Hibben back here at Wildcat Arena and Jill Pruden Court for tonight's matchup. We'd like to thank our sponsors once again for tonight. That is Laura Lynn Green State Farm Insurance, Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, Oak Ridge Utility District, Knoxville Orthopedic Clinic of Oak Ridge, Tin Bank of Oak Ridge, Summit lead after 15-10 as they get the possession here to start the second quarter. Janaea dumps it off to Evelyn. Evelyn shot no good, gets her own rebound no good. Janaea goes back up, tries to get it. Her shot no good, going to be controlled by Concord as they race up court here early in the second quarter. That's going to be Thomas, drives in the lane, blocked by Evelyn. Evelyn and Janaea having really nice job, or really nice game tonight so far inside, getting several key blocks there on the Lady Lions. Ball will be controlled here on the baseline by the Lady Lions as they inbound it with Thomas. Thomas kicks it over to Cooper. Cooper drives into the lane, kicks it back out to Thomas. Thomas trying to set up her offense, gets it over to Brown. Had a nice couple shots there to finish the first quarter for the Lady Lions. Thomas drives in, shot blocked again by Evelyn. Another block by Evelyn. Nice job there defensively for Evelyn as she's been doing that all night long. Janaea races back up court, tipped all around now, and is going to be controlled by Concord. Janaea's got to be careful there as she does foul Thomas, I believe. That is going to be Janaea's first foul, I believe. This first team foul of the second quarter, and it will be Concord ball right out near the Lady Wildcat bench. They inbound it to the backcourt. Make sure they get a safe inbound there, and it's going to be Thomas that works it across half court, guarded by Avea. Thomas works it into the lane, kicks it out to Brown for three. Shot no good, going to be rebounded by Cooper. Cooper goes back up, shot good. 15-12 the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 6:50 left in the second quarter. Lady Wildcats have it with Avea. Avea trying to drive baseline. She does, shot, floater, no good off the side of the rim there, and it's going to be controlled by Cooper for Concord. She races up court, quickly guarded by Paige and Autumn. They kick it back around, though. It's going to be a shot by Horse for three. Shot is no good. Rebound's going to be tipped out by Concord's Harrell, and is going to be Lady Wildcat ball. We have substitutions coming in here. Sakari Stewart coming in for Autumn O'Donnell. Lady Wildcats will inbound it with Paige. She gets it to Evelyn, who gets it over to Avea. 15-12, Lady Wildcats lead by three. Avea picks up her dribble, gets it over to Janaea. Janaea tries to drive in baseline, gets it to Evelyn off the glass. Good! Evelyn capitalizing on her offense there. I believe that's her fourth point of the night. Lady Wildcats lead 17-12, 6:08 left in the second quarter. Concord has it now with Brown. Brown drives into the lane, nearly walks, but gets it back out to Cooper. Her shot no good, going to be rebounded by Janaea. Janaea gets it past half court into the lane quickly, out to Avea. Avea has it side court, now to the wing, working back toward the top of the key, guarded by Cooper. She drives into the lane, triple team, shot is going to be up, no good. Rebounded by Brown for Concord. Quick pace game here, back and forth. You got to think this is the tempo that both teams like to play at, as Cooper now has it for Concord. She gets it over to Harrell. Harrell back to Cooper. Cooper guarded by Janaea. She hands it off to Brown, over to Harrell, over to Cooper. Lady Lions setting up their offense, working it, passing it really well there. Shot up, no good. Deflected, it looked there by Evelyn, who gets it out to Sakari. Races coast to coast, shot no good. Going to be rebounded by Concord, and it is Thomas. She kicks it over to Cooper. Cooper drives baseline, shot nearly blocked by Evelyn and taken by Janaea. Janaea is going to be hassled there by Cooper. 17-12 as Janaea works it across half court. It's going to be a three-pointer by Avea. Good! Avea Mitchell for three. And an 8-point lead for the Lady Wildcats, 20-12. 4:45 left in the second quarter here from Wildcat Arena. It's going to be Avea that takes it away. It's going to be an easy layup right off the glass there, as Avea has 2 more points, and a timeout's going to be called by the Lady Lions. Like we said before, it's been a game of runs so far, 22-12. The Lady Wildcats lead by 10 with 4:35 left in the second quarter. It's a 30-second timeout. We will be back in 30 seconds. James Branton as well as David Clary back at the control center. Ethan Eubanks joining us from UT Martin, and TJ Hibben joining us from, well, around the area is what we'll say there, TJ. 22-12 the lead for the Lady Wildcats with 4:30 left in the first half here. Concord has the ball. They get it over to Keaton. Keaton kicks it over to Cooper. Cooper is guarded by Messiah, freshly in the game for the Lady Wildcats, and she gets it over to Schertz. She gets it inside. There's going to be to Thomas, but it's going to be blocked it there by Alani Mitchell, the freshman. Knocks it out of bounds. I'll tell you what, the Lady Wildcats tonight inside have had a block party. Several players having at least 2 blocks so far, and it's going to be a three-pointer there by Keaton, who hits another 3. I believe that's her second on the night. Should be a foul called there, and it is going to be on Concord. Concord is going to be on number 1, Schertz. That is her second team first foul. Lady Wildcats will work it in with Messiah. Messiah to Avea. Avea back to Messiah in the backcourt. Janaea gets it, though, crosses half court. Drives into the lane, dumps it off to Alani. Alani shot no good, but she was fouled in the act of shooting. And it will be 2 shots. Foul looks like it's going to be on Thomas. It's going to be her first, the second team foul for the Lady Lions. Alani will have 2 shots. Alani with 2 points in the game so far. This is going to be her first attempt, no good. Coming into the ball game now for the Lady Wildcats will be Autumn O'Donnell. She comes in for Avea, who's played almost all, if not all, of the first half. Alani's second free throw, no good. Going to be rebounded by Concord. Concord has it there with Thomas. Thomas back to the top of the key, guarded by Sakari. Goes over to Keaton in the corner. Keaton has the ball, tipped away, going to be taken away. No, Keaton controls it, kicks it back out there to Horst. Horst for 3, good. That is Presley Horst. 3 points, 22-18. The Lady Wildcats lead with 3:25 left in the first half here. Alani Mitchell, the ball there. She dribbles into the lane, shot up, no good. Looked like there could have been a foul called there, but the Lady Lions work it up court quickly. Should have been a travel, thrown away back into Thomas. Thomas dumps it off to Keaton for 2. 22-2. The Lady Wildcats now lead. Working it in frantically. Probably want to settle it down here. Work your offense with 3 minutes left. Sakari has it toward the baseline in the corner there. She's hassled by Thomas. Sakari tries to get it out quickly to O'Donnell. We'll probably want to settle it down here as it's going to be taken away by Cooper. Cooper drives in, shot blocked, no good. Autumn O'Donnell comes back up court with it. She gets it over to Sakari. A very frantic pace here as we have 2:37 left in the first half. Avea quickly subbing back in for the Lady Wildcats. Evelyn Eubanks also subbing back in for Alani. 22-20 the lead. Lady Wildcats really need to set up their offense, settle it down, get control of the game as they had before. Avea has it, works off a screen from Sakari, hits a little jump shot, rolls around and back off. Rebounded by Concord. That's going to be Cooper. Cooper guarded by Messiah. She dumps it off to Horst. Horst, three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Thomas. Coming in as Messiah, tries to get it, and it's going to be blocked by Evelyn once again. Evelyn gets it over to Avea. Avea, cross half court, using her speed, drives into the lane, blocked by Thomas. It will remain Lady Wildcat ball, 2:05 left in the second quarter. 2-point lead for the Lady Wildcats, 22-20. Frantic pace the last minute and a half by both teams. Avea to work it in. She does to Janaea. Janaea working on Horst. Hands over to Avea around the three-point line. It's going to be Sakari. I'm sorry, it's going to be Avea. Over to Evelyn around the top of the key. Dumps it off to Messiah. Turnover once again for the Lady. Set up their offense. Guarded there by Janaea. It's going to be nearly stolen away and kicked out to the corner. Eventually, it's going to be Thomas that comes up with it. Sakari now is guarding Schertz for Concord hands it off to Keaton. Keaton again guarded by Sakari, but she gives up the lane. Shot's no good. Going to be rebounded by Evelyn. Gets it over to Messiah. Messiah to Avea. Avea around the three-point line. Tries to drive baseline. Step back jumper. No good. Rebound goes to Messiah. Messiah tries to throw up a shot. 1 minute left here from from Wildcat Arena as Avea tries to line up a three. No good. Long rebound comes out to number 1 for Concord. She dumps it off to Thomas, who goes off the glass. Good. 22-22 tie ball game. 45 seconds left in the first half. Evelyn to Avea. Works it across midcourt. Avea might want to look at setting up for the last shot here. 38 seconds left. She backs it out. Sets up the offense. Works off a screen from Janaea. Avea tries to lob it inside to Evelyn. Evelyn goes off the glass. No good. Rebounded there by Horst. 22 seconds left in the second quarter. Concord gets it inside to Thomas. Back out to Cooper for three. No good. Rebound by Janaea. Janaea trying to race out in front. Gets it. Does. Little floater. Good by Janaea Pippins. 2 points. 24-22. Lady Wildcats lead. 3, 2, 1. Shot is going to be up. No good by Thomas to end the first half. Lady Wildcats lead 24-22 in a back and forth game. As we said before, a game of runs. And that will take us, as we said, to halftime. We will be back in just a few moments here from Wildcat Arena and Jill Pruden Court with the stats here at halftime for the Lady Wildcats and the Lady Lions of Concord High School. James Branson, as well as Ethan Eubanks and TJ Hibben back here at Wildcat Arena, and Jill Pruden Court to sum up the scoring so far for the Lady Wildcats and the Lady Lions. The score is 24-22 at halftime. A little bit of a frantic pace back and forth throughout the game. As we said, it's been a game of runs. It was Concord getting out 5-2. And then the Lady Wildcats went on a run of their own. I believe it got up to 8-5, and then 11-8, and 13-8, and then a lot of turnovers so far. And the Lady Wildcats got up, I believe, by 10 at one point, 22-12, and brought it home there at the end. Late bucket, I believe it was by Janaea. Scoring for the Lady Wildcats, Avea Mitchell leading the team and the game with 10 points. Evelyn Eubanks has 2 points. Janaea Pippins tied for second in points on her team and in the game with 8 points. She's been a menace all over the court as she's been able to get the ball, get out, and hit a couple key layups, as we said there, a key one right before half. Lonnie Mitchell, the freshman coming in, she has 2 points, several blocks, as well as Evelyn. Evelyn has a couple blocks inside. I believe Janaea has one inside as well. Really nice game inside for the Lady Wildcats. And another younger player for the Lady Wildcats, Messiah Thompson. She has 2 points. That is a grand total of 24 points. Lady Wildcats lead by 2. Scoring for the Lady Lions of Concord High School, Kira Cooper, she has 4 points. Presley Horst has made 1 3-point shot. She has 3 points in the game. Emery Thomas has 2 points. She had a key bucket there toward the end of the first half, which tied up the ball game, I believe. Kieran Keaton has 2 3-pointers that she's made. A little bit of an ace outside for them. I believe she's attempted 3, made 2, so pretty good percentage for her on the night tonight. She has 8 points in the game for the Lady Lions. And rounding out the scoring for the Lady Lions is Brooklyn Brown. She has 2 points. As we said, the Lady Wildcats lead 24-22 at halftime here. Lady Wildcats will be in action on Friday, this Friday, at CAK. They will be playing the Lady Warriors, who are 7-2 on the season. That game is going to be at 6:15 at CAK High School. That is part of the 5-Star Preps tournament. So this is going to be the last home game here in 2025 for the Lady Wildcats tonight, but they do play on Friday. The guys basketball team will also be in action on Friday. They will be playing at Fulton in the 5-Star Preps tournament as well. I'm sorry, they will be playing at Fulton, but they will be playing Sevier County. That game will be at 8:15 on Friday. Prep Radio's policy has always been to travel to the furthest away game so that we could broadcast for those people that can't get to the game and allow for our amazing viewers to be able and supporters to be able to watch the game. So if you can, make it out to one or both games. I know both teams would appreciate your support. Very hard-fought game so far here for the Lady Wildcats. We would also like to thank our sponsors of tonight's game. Some of these are also season-long sponsors as well. That would be Laura Lynn Green and State Farm Insurance, Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, Oak Ridge Utility District, Knox Orthopedic Clinic of Oak Ridge, Tin Bank of Oak Ridge, the Summit Medical Group, Bob's Wash and Fold, and Fox Insurance Group. We have about a minute and a half here before the start of the second half. Once again, the Lady Wildcats lead 24-22. We will be back in 80 seconds. James Branson, as well as Ethan Eubanks and TJ Hibben back here at Wildcat Arena, and Jill Prudencourt for the start of our second half. Joined by my children up here who I believe are pretty bored. Emmett?
Oh, yeah.
He says, oh, yeah. Lady Wildcats will start the second half here on offense, I believe. Nope, it will be Concord that comes out on offense. They have Brooklyn Brown in the game, Emery Thomas, as well as Kieran Cooper, and Keaton for them. Looks like they're regular starting five as they work it inside very quickly and tipped away, but get it right back outside. Back inside to Brooklyn Brown. Brooklyn tries to drive into the lane. Shot up. Good. Was she fouled in the act of shooting, or was it on the floor? In the act of shooting. It is going to be foul called on. I missed who the foul was on there, but it will be Brooklyn Brown at the line shooting. 1 point. Tie ball game right now, 24-24. Free throw up, no good. Going to be rebounded by Paige Lawing and tipped out of bounds by Concord. Starting five in the second half for the Lady Wildcats: Paige Lawing, Avea Mitchell, Evelyn Eubanks, Janaea Pippins, and Sakari Stewart. Paige will inbound it now for Lady Wildcats' first possession to Avea. Avea double teamed. She gets it over to Paige. Paige up to Janaea. Janaea works it across half court. Tries to skip pass. Going to be tipped out of bounds accidentally by Sakari, and it will be a turnover by the Lady Wildcats. Lady Lions start with the ball here. Once again, 7:33 fresh in the second half here. 24-24. Lady Lions scored on their first possession. It is going to be Thomas that has it for them. She gets it inside to Sheritz. She goes off the glass and good. Jalen Sheritz with her 2 points there. First 2 points of the game, I believe. And Avea works quickly back up court. Free throw line. Jumper good. 2 points there answered by Avea Mitchell. And it ties the game back up at 26. The Lady Wildcats call for a timeout. 7:07 left here in the third quarter. Talk to a few of our guys here. TJ, glad you could make it out, help us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
I know we appreciate your help. Ethan had to come a little bit further away. What's the travel, Ethan, from UT Martin? Is that about 4 hours?
It's more like 5.5, 6.
That sounds awful. TJ says that's a lie. It is going to be Lady Lions with possession here after the made bucket by Avea. Is going to be Brown to inbound it for Concord. She does to Cooper. Cooper works it across half court. Lady Wildcats have set up their defense. They did not press that possession. Works it over to Brown. Brown back to Cooper. A little bit of a zone being played here by the Lady Wildcats, and it's going to be Sheritz that kicks it over to Cooper. Cooper over to Keaton. Keaton back out around the three-point line. Works it over eventually to Brown. Brown dribbles it out. Going to be tipped by Sakari. She tries to take it away, but no. And it's going to be Cooper. Cooper dribbles in and kicks it out to Thomas. Thomas guarded by Janaea. Gets it over to Cooper for three. 26-29. The Lady Lions lead the Lady Wildcats here. 6:30 left in the third quarter. Avea works it quickly up court. She's going to take another free throw line. Jumper good off the glass. That's going to be 14 points for Avea Mitchell in the game. And a 1 point deficit, 29-28. Lady Wildcats are down. It's going to be Cooper. Can't leave her open around the three-point line. She just made one. Keaton gets it, though, and that's going to be another three-pointer. 32-28. The Lady Lions lead. Lady Wildcats work quickly back over to Avea. Avea over to Janaea. Janaea for three. No good. Rebound by Sakari. Sakari gets it to Paige. Paige to Janaea. Over to Avea for three. 31-32. Avea Mitchell doing everything she can to keep the Lady Wildcats in the game. That is her 17th point on the night. Her 7th point in the second half. Lady Wildcats down by 1, 32-31. Quick timeout called. And again, a back and forth game so far. Both teams have led Both teams have had decent leads. Lady Wildcats up by 10 points at one point in the first half. Avea Mitchell having a really nice night, as we said so far, 17 points in the game, 7 points in the second half so far. 5:42 left in the third quarter. It's going to be Concord to inbound it off of Avea's three-point make. They do get it to Thomas. She's going to be double-teamed, gets it over to Brown. Double-teamed once again is Thomas. She works it across half court, kicks it over to Keaton. Keaton can shoot. She has and eventually kicks it over to Brown. Pass is going to be tipped, but Thomas controls it. Back inside to Brown. It's going to be blocked by Evelyn. Ball comes out to Janaea. Janaea to Avea. Avea off the glass. No good. Rebound by Concord's Cooper. 32-31. Concord leads with 5:15 left in the third quarter. Three-point shot by Thomas. Good. Got to close out and get back on defense. They lead 35-31. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Lady Wildcats work it across half court. Get it to Sakari. Sakari tries to dribble into the lane. She does. Kicks it out to Evelyn. A little bit of a harsh pass. Quick pass. And it's going to be substitutions as Sakari comes out. Autumn O'Donnell comes in. Lady Wildcats look to set up their defense as they get in their front court. Ball is going to be inbounded by Concord's Brown. She gets it into Thomas. 4:50 left in the third quarter. 35-31, Concord leads. That's going to be Horst that has it for Concord. Can't leave Keaton open, and the ball, three-point shot's no good. Going to be rebounded by Janaea. Janaea hassled there and works it into the lane. Kicks it out to Autumn O'Donnell. Autumn shot, good! That's a two-pointer. 33-35. Lady Wildcats down by 2. 4:27 left in the third quarter. Concord responds quickly. That's going to be Thomas to Brown. Brown tries to get it inside to Keaton. Keaton guarded by Evelyn. It's going to be blocked once again by Evelyn. Gets it over to Janaea. Janaea to Paige. Running the court off the glass. No good. Autumn comes up with the long rebound. Kicks it out to Avea. No good. Rebound by Horst for Concord. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Thomas has it in their front court. 35-33, the lead for Concord. Brown drives in the lane, kicks it out to Thomas. High arcing shot, no good. Rebounded by Keaton. Kicks it out to Horst. Horst hassled by Avea Mitchell. Avea tries to control it. She does. Needs to back it out a little bit there. Look for some help. She looks and finds Paige. Paige going to be nearly tied up. And is it a foul or a jump ball? They're going to call a foul on Keaton. That is going to be Keaton's first foul, the team first foul. It is going to be out of bounds, baseline for the Lady Wildcats. Substitutions for Concord coming in. We'll see if we can get those momentarily as Aveas tries to inbound it for the Lady Wildcats. Janaea takes a little step back shot, no good. Rebound is going to be out of bounds and is going to be Concord ball. Substitution now in for the Lady Wildcats will be Alani Mitchell. She comes in for Evelyn Eubanks. 35-33, the lead for Concord. 3:30 left in the third quarter. Concord has it now. That is Cooper. Cooper guarded by Autumn. Autumn all over her. Cooper eventually gives it out to, I believe that's Horst. Horst trying to look inside to a backdoor cut, and ball's going to be tipped out by Thomas. Nice play set up there, just not well executed. Credit the Lady Wildcat defense for that turnover as Lady Wildcats have it. Will be inbounded by Paige. Gets it into Janaea, who travels. 3:10 left in the third quarter. 35-33. Lady Wildcats down by 2. It will be Concord inbounding it into the backcourt to Cooper. Cooper guarded by Autumn at the top of at midcourt there. Cooper tries to drive in the lane. Shot off the glass. No good. Going to be rebounded by both Lady Wildcats, Alani and Autumn. But Alani comes up with it, gets it to Avea. Avea, little two-point jumper. Good. Tie ball game once again. 35-35. 2:45 left in the third quarter. Cooper has it for Concord. She tries to get it over to Horst. She does. Back out to Sheritz, who nearly walks and does walk with it, and it's going to be a turnover by Concord. Nice job here by the Lady Wildcats clawing it back into the game. Substitutions coming in. Coming out of the game, Delaney Walker. Coming back into the game will be Keaton as the Lady Wildcats inbound it. To Paige inbounds it to Janaea. Janaea races into the front court, turns it over. That's going to be Thomas working it over to Horst. Horst guarded by Autumn. She gives it over to Cooper. Cooper tries to drive in the lane, does. Shot off the glass, no good. Ball's going to be tipped out. No, it's going to be rebounded by Alani. Alani gets it to Janaea. Janaea crosses half court, trying to set up the offense here. Lady Wildcats just need to run their offense, slow the pace down a little bit just to get to control of the game. Avea tries to drive into the lane, backs it back out around Alani Mitchell. Avea for three, good! 38-35, Avea Mitchell. I believe that is her 20th point in the game. Gives the Lady Wildcats a lead with 1:48 left in the third quarter. It's going to be Horst coming back for three of her own. Tie ball game once again. That is going to be Presley Horst. That is with 1:30 left in the third quarter. Lady Wildcats have it to Janaea. Janaea has it taken away, but then turns right back around and rips it back out. Tipped out of bounds by Concord. The officials look like they're going to have a discussion on who touched it last. Concord thought it was touched by Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge will obviously take it. So ball is going to go to Concord. Tipped out by Janaea. It's going to be Horst to inbound it. Tie ball game, 38-38. 1:27 left in the third quarter. Horst inbounds it to Cooper. Cooper looking to set up their offense. Thomas works off that screen. Cooper tries to dribble into the lane, guarded by Avea, kicks it back out to Thomas. Thomas again tries to drive baseline, kicks it around. No, going to be deflected out of bounds by Alani Mitchell. Trying to get it to the opposite corner. Concord will inbound it on the baseline there to Thomas. Thomas guarded by Avea. Kicks it out to Keaton. Don't let her shoot for three. No good, but it's going to be rebounded by Cooper. Back up and good. 1 minute left. 40-38. Lady Wildcats trail by 2. Lady Wildcats work it in to Avea, to Paige, to Janaea for three. No good. Rebound by Alani, though. Goes off the glass. No good. Alani will have 2 free throws, though, as she was fouled in the act of shooting. Foul is going to be on number 5. 5 is Emery Thomas for Concord. Alani had 2 points in the game in the first half, had 2 free throws attempts in the first half as well. This free throw attempt, no good. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Alani will have another shot, though. Lady Wildcats down 40-38. Substitutions by both teams. Messiah comes in for Oak Ridge. Brooklyn Brown comes back in for Concord. Alani Mitchell, second free throw, good. 1 point deficit now, 39-40. Concord leads with 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Keaton has it for Concord. She dribbles around the top of key, guarded by Alani. Shot off the glass, deflected, goes in. 42-39. Avea has it. 30 seconds left in the third quarter here. Over to Janaea. Janaea to Avea. She's doubled there. Gets it inside, trying to go to Messiah. Has it taken away, though, by Thompson. Thompson to Keaton. Keaton off the glass. Good. 44-39. Lady Wildcats have 15 seconds left. Over to Janaea. Janaea trying to drive into the lane. Gets it to Alani off the glass. Good. 44-41. Avea tries to get a quick steal. No. Can Keaton hit a shot here at the buzzer? No. And that will end the third quarter. 44-41. Lady Wildcats trail by 3 as we head to the fourth quarter from Wildcat Arena. We'll be back in 40 seconds. James Branson, as well as Ethan Eubanks, TJ Hibben, David Clary back at the Control Center for tonight's matchup. First ever matchup between the Lady Wildcats and the Lady Lions of Concord High School. Really good game we've got going on here. Been back and forth the whole time. Both teams have had leads, 44-41. Concord leads. It looks like it will be the Lady Wildcats to have possession to start the fourth quarter here, down by 3. Avea Mitchell having a really good game. I believe 20 points so far along the night as they do inbound it to Avea. She kicks it over to Janaea. Janaea almost does a dribble handoff, but then kicks it to the corner. Back out to Avea for 3. No good. Long rebound's going to go out of bounds, though, as the Lady Wildcats will come up empty on that possession. Concord will have it. Looks like Brooklyn Brown to inbound it here to start the fourth quarter. She does get it to Thomas, guarded by Avea. Thomas, she picks up her dribble. Stolen there by Janaea Pippins. The Lady Wildcats have numbers. Shot good. Lady Wildcats down by 1 now off the turnover. And Janaea Pippins capitalized on a 2-point bucket. 44-43. Lady Wildcats need to get points off their turnovers and set up their defense. Multiple shot opportunities here by Concord, and it eventually is Thomas that nails a three-pointer. 47-43, 7-15 left here in the fourth quarter. Lady Wildcats trying to answer back. Autumn has it, nearly tipped. Going to be eventually taken away by Keaton. Keaton tries to race up court. It's going to be good. 49-43. Lady Wildcats need to settle it down. There is a lot of pressure being put on them by Concord. Janaea works it back out to Avea. Avea is at half court there. Tries to dribble into the key. Cut off there. Concord trying to double team her as much as possible with that zone. 49-43. Avea slips the zone, though. Gets back out to Messiah. Messiah kicks it over to Autumn. Autumn back into Evelyn. Has it tipped out of her reach, though, and it's going to be a turnover. Concord comes back up with it with Thomas. 6:30 left in the fourth quarter here. She works it to Brown, back to Thomas. Thomas guarded by Janaea Pippins, nearly steals it. And it's going to be Thomas trying to get it back to Brown. It's going to be kicked out of bounds accidentally by Janaea. Ball will stay with Concord as substitutions coming in. Messiah coming out. Paige Lawing coming back in for the Lady Wildcats, who trail by 6. Looks like it will be Thomas to inbound it for Concord. In their end of the court. She tries to get in and does to Horst. Horst guarded there by Autumn, a freshman for the Lady Wildcats. Horst works it around the three-point line, eventually gets it over to Cooper. Cooper tries to drive into the lane. Nope, out of the reach, and another block by Evelyn Eubanks. Ball goes out to Janaea. Janaea back over to Autumn. Autumn to Paige. To Avea for 3. No good. And it's going to be coming away with the ball, Cooper for Concord. 5:45 left in the fourth quarter. 49-43, Concord leads. Cooper has it. Looks like they're trying to slow it down a little bit. Janaea looks like she'll be called for a reach-in foul there. I believe that will be Janaea's third foul, excuse me. The first team foul of the fourth quarter for the Lady Wildcats. Inbound, side court for Concord. Goes into Cooper. Gets it into the back court, guarded by Sakari. Sakari is guarding Cooper. Cooper works in around the three-point line, putting a lot of pressure. Cooper drives into the lane. Deflected, nearly no. And it's going to be a 3-second lane violation on Brown of Concord. Turnover there. We'll give the ball to the Lady Wildcats with 5:30 left in the fourth quarter. Avea tries to drive into the lane. A blocking foul going to be called on Brown. That is going to be the first team foul on Concord, not in the act of shooting. Lady Wildcats will have the ball on baseline. Avea Mitchell to inbound. Looking to set up the offense. She gets it there to Janaea around the three-point line. Janaea gets it over to Paige. Paige has it tipped away, gets control again, throws it over to Avea. Avea working off a screen, denies it, goes into the lane. Good! Nice job there by Avea Mitchell. 22 points on the night, and she earns a trip to the free throw line, brings the Lady Wildcats in within 4 points, 49-45. 5:09 left in the fourth quarter. 25, TJ is correcting me. I missed a three-pointer there somewhere. Avea's free throw shot up, rolls around, no good, rebounded by Concord. Works it over to Thomas. Thomas trying to set up their offense. Quickly gets it over to Keaton. Keaton to Cooper. Backs it out. Back over to Horse for three. No good. Horse gets her own rebound. Back out to Cooper. She'll put up a three. No good. Rebound goes eventually to the Lady Wildcats, Sakari Stewart. Sakari trying to work it up court quickly to Page, and it's going to go out of bounds. 4:47 left in the game. Lady Wildcats need to capitalize on each possession. There's plenty of time, down by 4, 49-45. Take advantage of those turnovers and opportunities when you get them to claw your way back into the game. Concord sets up their offense. Going to be inbound or into Cooper. It's going to be blocked, though, by Page. Foul is called on Page. That is going to be the second team foul. I believe the foul is going to be on Sakari, not on Page. That's going to put Cooper at the line. Cooper is going to have 2 shots. It was in the active shooting foul. First one is good. That's going to be 50-45, the lead for Concord. 4:30 left in the game here. Cooper has her second free throw attempt here. Only one other person at the line for Concord as she makes it. Page going to inbound it to Avea. 51-45. 4:30 left in the game. Lady Wildcats have possession with Avea Mitchell. Around the three-point line, she's trying to drive into the lane. Goes good! Ball off the glass. 47-51. Avea Mitchell almost solely keeping the Lady Wildcats in the game by herself. Great night for her as the ball's going to be taken away by Evelyn. Gets it up to Sakari. Get under control off the glass. Good! Sakari Stewart, 51-49. And just like that, the Lady Wildcats are back in it. 4 minutes left in the game. It's going to be Concord now with a little bit of pressure, and Horst throws up a long three-point shot. No good. Rebound by Brown. She gets it out to Cooper. Guarded by Sakari. Brown has it around the three-point line now. Gets it nearly a steal by Sakari, but Cooper comes away with it. Puts up a shot. No good. Rebound back eventually out to Brown. Out to Cooper around the three-point line. Ball no good. Rebound by Janaea. Janaea has it. Get it under control. Get it up to Page. Page off the glass. Good. No good. Got a little too excited there, TJ. Little too excited. Page was fouled in the act of shooting, though, and she will go to the line for 2 shots. Down by 2, 51-49, the lead for Concord. 3 minutes, 28 seconds left in the game. Page's first free throw is no good. Page on the season is a 50% throw shooter. Let's hope those percentages hold true as she will have her second attempt here from the line. Down by 2. Page does hit the second. 1-point ball game. Concord leads 51-50. 3:28 left in the ball game. Lady Wildcats put a little bit of a press on here on the inbound. Avea guarding Thomas. She's still guarding her in the backcourt. Pressure now to Janaea. Over to Horst, gets it for the Lady Lions, but a steal by Sakari. Sakari's got to settle it down. Can't be in too much of a rush here. You've got plenty of time and space. 3:12 left in the game. 1-point lead, 51-50 for Concord. They have it with Cooper. Cooper guarded by Janaea. Cooper trying to drive into the lane. Gets it out to Horst. Three-pointer, no, it's going to be a pass into Keaton. Keaton has it on the baseline, guarded by Page. And it's going to be slowly backed up, but a timeout called by Concord. It is going to be a full timeout. Concord leads 51-50 with 2:56 left in the ball game here. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back to Wildcat Arena and Jill Pruden Court. James Branson joined by Ethan Eubanks, TJ Hibben, and David Clary back in our control center. Well, TJ, we were both wrong. Sakari has 26. So 26 points for Sakari Stewart, as I was informed by David Clary. Lady Wildcats, I'm sorry, Avea Mitchell. I'm just wrong all around. You're right, TJ. Avea Mitchell has 26 points. 1 point deficit for the Lady Wildcats. 2:56 left in the ball game here. Concord has it on the inbounds. Got to inbound it quick because that's a 5-second call. Couldn't get the ball inbounds. Going to be a turnover. Lady Wildcats are going to have to settle things down here as we have under 3 minutes. Plenty of time. 1 point deficit. Evelyn Eubanks gets it to Avea around the 3-point line. They're very aware of when Avea has the ball, and it's nearly a turnover there. Page has it in the corner. A little bit of a back and forth. Nice save there by Avea to get it back to Page. Coach Tubbs calls a timeout very wisely there. It's going to be a full timeout. TJ, let's reset that. I didn't do anybody any service there. So Avea Mitchell, 26 points. Lady Wildcats down by 1, 51-50 with 2:38 left in the ball game here. Pretty nice game so far. Both teams have had leads. Both teams have been able to have runs. What are your thoughts so far on the game, TJ?
It's definitely a back and forth, and this one's going to have to come down to who makes less mistakes.
A lot of turnovers, both in, ball control turnovers, walks and travels. But also, both teams, their defenses have been pretty active, as you said there. Lady Wildcats been able to take advantage. Janaea Pippin's got a steal there on one of the inbounds and really kind of got us back in the game there. So good point, TJ.
Yeah, capitalizing on fast breaks has played a major role in this score.
Emmett, your thoughts? All right, Lady Wildcats will have it inbounding now with Paige Lawing. They're down by 1. Page inbounds it to Avea. Avea working on just one defender right now. That's not been the case for the majority of the second half as Avea has it around the 3-point line, backs it up toward midcourt, tried to get a drive to the basket, kicks it over to Sakari. Back out to Avea. Again, nice job here of setting up your offense, trying to run it. Avea trying to probe into the lane, works around a shot, no good, gets her own rebound, has it taken away there by, I believe, Thomas for Concord. Works her pass up court, is going to be nearly tipped away over to Brown. Brown over to Keaton for Concord. Thomas has it on their side of the court and gets it back with a 1-point lead, 51-50. 2 minutes now left in the game. Thomas tries to drive in the lane. Shot good off the glass. 53-50. 1:50 left in the game. Lady Wildcats need to respond now. Janaea tries to, gets into the lane. No good. Foul, not called. Lady Lions work it up court quickly to Sheritz. Her shot no good. Keaton's shot no good. Rebound goes to Janaea. Janaea tries to drive back into the lane, kicks it out to Avea. Her 3-point shot no good. Rebound. Evelyn over to Keaton for Concord. Has it taken away with 1:20 left in the ball game as Thomas works it onto their side of the court with a 3-point lead. 53-50. And it looks like we have a timeout for substitution. Cooper is going to come in the game for Concord. Substitution timeout called for them with a 3-point lead, 1:12 left in the ball game. It's going to be Thomas to inbound it for Concord. She is going to be guarded by Janaea. Looks like they might try to inbound it into the backcourt to Brown. They do. She's guarded by Sakari. Sakari very fast, able to pick up the guard pretty quick as Brown works it around the 3-point line. Brown has had a couple of turnovers here. Sakari, Brown picks up her dribble, tries to get it back out to Thomas. She does. Under a minute now left in the ball game. Keaton has it for Concord. Looks like the Lady Wildcats might have to foul as Concord's okay with just dribbling it out around the court. 42 seconds left in the game, and Evelyn nearly takes it away. Oh, man. That looked like a tie up there to me. As you said there, TJ, as it kind of dribbled it off her knee, but a foul is going to be called on Evelyn. Ball's going to go out of bounds for Concord. Timeout called. Will be a 30-second. No, it will be a 60-second timeout. We'll take it with them, and we'll be back here momentarily. Lady Wildcats trail 53-50 with 38 seconds left in the game. Welcome back to Wildcat Arena and Jill Pruden Court. James Branson joined by Ethan Eubanks and TJ Hibben. Lady Wildcats down by 3 here with 38 seconds left in the ball game. Lady Wildcats are going to have to foul, I believe. They have 3 team fouls, and I think you have to get up to 5 1/4 for shooting. So they do have some fouls to give here, as we'll see if they actually use those here. Thomas will inbound it. She does into the backcourt, gets it to Cooper. Cooper going to be triple team, going to be taken away by Avea. Avea works into the front court, tries to drive into the lane, works her shot up, and no good. But it's going to be tipped out of bounds, apparently, by Concord. Will remain Lady Wildcats ball. Nice job there by Avea. Coming up with the turnover, we'll have a couple of substitutions here. Alani Mitchell comes in for Paige Lawing. It will be Avea inbounding. Looks like it'll be interesting to see if they give it up to get it back to Avea for a three-point shot here. Might be too soon. Avea's got to work it in. But a 5-second call is called on the Lady Wildcats for the inbound. Concord will have it. 27 seconds left in the ball game. Concord leads 53-50. Concord to inbound it with Horst. She's going to be guarded by Messiah Thomas. She just throws it out of bounds. Nobody wants to have the ball right now in their hands to take the shot. Lady Wildcats will have possession here right along the baseline there. More substitutions coming into the game here as Cooper goes out for Concord. Avea will inbound it under the basket for the Lady Wildcats. A little bit of a timing error. I believe what we're looking at is the game clock started on the inbound by Concord. A little bit of time ran off, so they put 27.3 seconds back on the clock. Lady Wildcats still are going to inbound it with Avea Mitchell. 53-50, Lady Wildcats trail by 3. Avea trying to inbound it. She eventually gets it into Janaea. Janaea tries to dribble into the lane, gives it up back to Avea. Avea around the three-point line, 20 seconds left, drives baseline, kicks it back out to Janaea into the backcourt, and Janaea is going to pick it up with 14 seconds left, down by 3. Concord will make more substitutions and eventually call a timeout here. Well, that's kind of been about par for the course for this game. Both teams giving it away, trying to get it back. A little bit of out of control by both teams here, as we'll see if the Lady Wildcats can come up with something here in the last 14 seconds. TJ, it's been a great game back and forth.
Yeah, I'm going to manifest buzzer beater 3 right here.
Buzzer beater game tying 3? Yeah. By?
Say Avea.
It's got to be Avea Mitchell who has the ball in her hands. Lady Wildcats would love to have a steal. Concord did have a 5-second call go against them earlier in this half. Concord leads 53-50. 14.1 left in the ball game here. Concord will have it, inbounding it. Not exactly under their basket, but just off the box there. Not sure how many timeouts the Lady Wildcats have left. There are 3 team fouls for the Lady Wildcats, so not exactly at the point where they could force them to shoot just yet. Looks like Evelyn will be there to guard the inbound by Brown for Concord. Evelyn trying to use her length there to distract Concord. And a 5-second call, just as we said a minute ago, by Brown. And it's going to be a turnover. Lady Wildcats are going to be able to inbound it under the basket. They're going to have to go the length of the court, but a 60-second timeout called by Concord. So, TJ, first half of your premonition there, I guess, is underway. Now we just got to get it to Avea for a three.
I mean, I just got a good intuition.
Ethan joining us here from UT Martin. Ethan, how's the first semester gone for you so far?
It's gone pretty well.
Yeah. Is this the first game you're getting to see your sister play?
Yeah, it's the first game I've been back.
Had a pretty good night tonight. I think she's had at least three or four blocks down on the block there. Not that many, TJ. As she's had a good night. I believe has 2 points in the game. Lady Wildcats will inbound it from the same spot. Concord had a 5-second call. 14.1 left on the clock. 53-50 the score. Lady Wildcats down by 3. Need a 3 to tie it. They can also tie it if Avea is able to get into the lane and get fouled. Probably going to play for the 3 here, though, this late in the half. However, Lady Wildcats don't have any timeouts. Concord looks like they have 1 timeout left in the game. So you got to play for the 3-point shot, I believe. You could possibly set up your press and hope for a call, but I don't think it's guaranteed at this point. Lady Wildcats working into Janaea. Janaea tries to drive in the lane. Gets it over to Avea. Back to Janaea. Over to Avea. No shot there. 7 seconds left. Tries to drive baseline and is going to be fouled. Probably the best thing for Concord to do there for themselves is to send Avea to the line. Now, 3.8 seconds left in the game. If Avea got fouled there, it's going to be not in the act of shooting, so the Lady Wildcats are going to get to inbound it. And Lady Wildcats are going to make a substitution. Coming into the game is going to be Autumn O'Donnell. Avea is going to inbound it. Probably give it up to get it back. Final timeout going to be called here by Concord. 3.8 seconds left in the game. Lady Wildcats down by 3 with a chance to tie the game to inbound it here. High drama here at Wildcat Arena for the last home game of the 2025 year. Lady Wildcats will be in action on Friday. They will be taking on CAK at 6:15. We'll be trying to broadcast one of the two, if not both the games on Friday. The guys will be taking on Fulton they will be at Fulton taking on Sevier County at 8:15. Our policy usually has been to travel to the furthest away game and be able to broadcast that so fans can go to the closest game. But we've got a little bit bigger problem here as we are down by 3:08 left, 3.8 left in the game. Lady Wildcats need a 3 to tie it. Great situation here, TJ, is if we could get a 3-point make by one of our Lady Wildcats and then a foul. Have a chance to win the game in regulation. They're going to change up who inbounds it now. It's going to be Autumn O'Donnell inbounding it for the Lady Wildcats. Autumn does work it in to Janaea. Janaea, that's a 2-point shot. No good. Rebounded by Concord, and that is going to be the ball game here as the Lady Wildcats fall by a score of 53-50. Really nice game by the Lady Wildcats, fighting back and forth. Had a 10-point lead early in the second quarter there and just not able to come away with the victory as they will go to 1-5. And we will be back after a few minutes break. Hopefully we'll have Coach Tubbs here to talk to us about the game. James Branson, as well as Ethan Eubanks and TJ Hibben, and David Clary here at Wildcat Arena in Jill Pruden Court. David Clary back at the Control Center. We do appreciate Ethan and TJ coming and helping us out tonight. We'll run down the stats here momentarily, as we'd also like to thank our sponsors of tonight's game. That would be Laura Lynn Green and State Farm Insurance, Mike Kelly and Betsy Coleman Realty, Oak Ridge Utility District, Knoxville Orthopedic Clinic of Oak Ridge, 10 Bank of Oak Ridge, the Summit Medical Group, Bob's Wash and Fold, and Fox Insurance Group for help sponsor our broadcast of Wildcat and Lady Wildcat basketball games. We'll run down the scoring here for both teams as Lady Wildcats fell to Concord 53-50. Most people might not know that Concord has a team. They will improve to 5-4 on the season. A couple tough losses, close losses to good teams. Lady Wildcats played hard all night long, just not able to come up with a couple of key points there at the end of the game. Scoring for the Lady Wildcats, leading the scoring for them and in the game was Avea Mitchell. Avea had 26 points for the Lady Wildcats, 16 of those 26 coming in the second half. Sakari Stewart added 2 points for the Lady Wildcats. Autumn O'Donnell also 2 points. Evelyn Eubanks 2 points with several block shots on a couple of the drives there by the Lady Lions. Paige Long with 1 point. Janaea Pippins had a key shot and steal there in the comeback when we were down, I believe, by about 5 points. She had 10 points in the game. Alani Mitchell had 5 points in the game, and Messiah Thompson had 2 points. A lot less scoring done by the Lady Lions. They only had 6 people contribute. Lady Wildcats had a few more. A little bit more of a rotation for the Lady Wildcats. The Lady Lions were led in scoring, though, by Kieran Keaton. Keaton had 17 points on the night for the Lady Lions. She had, I was trying to add it up a minute ago, I believe she had 4 3-pointers. She had 3 3-pointers, so 9 of her 17 points came off of the 3-point shot. Emery Thomas was the second leading scorer for the Lady Lions. She had 12 points. Kira Cooper had 11 points in the game. Several of those were 3-point makes by her. Presley Horst had 6 points in the game. Brooklyn Brown added 5 points, one of those being from the free throw line. And Jalen Sheritz had 2 points for the Lady Lions to round out their scoring. Once again, Lady Lions won. Concord won 53-50. And the Lady Wildcats will once again play again this week. This is the last home game at Wildcat Arena for the 2025 part of our year. We will play in the prep 5-star prep tournament on Friday. Lady Wildcats will take on CAK at 6:30. The guys basketball team will take on Sevier County at Fulton at 8:15. Looks like Coach Tubbs has emerged from the locker room after talking with his team. Not sure if he sees us just yet, so we'll keep it right here. And then we will head into that tournament, the 5-star preps tournament. Will be hosted at several locations around Knoxville. The Wildcats have hosted it at Wildcat Arena the past couple of seasons for a few games. As Coach Tubbs is still talking to a few people, as we will take a quick break, and hopefully we'll get to speak with Coach Tubbs here momentarily. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena and Jill Pruden Court. Coach, sorry to call you up here. I know you're you're finishing up down there. Talking about the game tonight, I thought you guys played really hard. I think there was a few times in the game where we kind of got a little ahead of ourselves, I would say, and just you had opportunities. And I think you guys did a really nice job in the first there of like staying in the game and had a 10-point lead and really took advantage of those turnovers early.
Yeah, we missed a lot of layups. Had a lot of opportunities that just didn't go in, and it's frustrating when you play that hard and the little things don't work. So we're kind of back to the drawing board a little bit. You see spurts, and so we just got to be able to put a whole game together. I mean, they're a good quality team, and nobody calls you to want to schedule a game unless they think they can beat you. So, but they played hard, and it's frustrating for the girls. I just want to see them win one.
Saw a lot of bright spots, I thought, in the game. Obviously, Avea, 26 points from what we had. But what was really nice to see was your defensive effort. You had a lot of steals, had a lot of turnovers that you caused either by walks or 5-second counts. And several of our players, Paige and Alani and Avea, had multiple blocks on the inside that really sparked some of those points there. So talk about your defense a little bit.
Yeah, we tried to play on man, and we had some bad matchups occasionally, but for the most part, we're getting there. It's just the pace. When we get those steals, we have to take care of the ball. We just turn it right back over. So it's a bit frustrating right now, but like I said, we're going to keep plugging away.
Coach, as you said, it's been a little bit of a rough start here, a little bit of a rough patch, but you got some good teams that you can play with in the 5-star prep tournament. We talked about that we have CAK up first. Have you seen anything or know anything about them so far?
Oh yeah, our schedule just continues to be fun. We noticed yesterday we're actually ranked number 2 for strength of schedule, so that's exciting. Not something you really want to be known for, but CAK is a really, really good team. I think they're 8-2. They got 2 good players, 2 really good players that have signed D1. So we're going to have our work cut out for us, but right now we just want to play. So we just got to play. It's the only way we're going to get any better.
Coach, you've coached a long time, and how do you feel? Do you like playing a tough schedule? Do you feel like that prepares you for region or district or a long run? Because it doesn't seem like you're afraid to back down. You don't back down from those type of games. In some ways, based on your last statement, you kind of appreciate the opportunity to get better.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it was just about playing. We kind of missed out on the summer, and that really has affected this team. Everybody in the summer playing 20 games, so we didn't play any. So we're still playing a little bit of catch up. The schedule, I'd like to have a few other teams on there just to kind of get our feet wet and let some other kids play, but it kind of is what it is. I think it'll pay off in January. If we can just keep our heads up and if everybody will just keep supporting us, I think we'll be okay.
Coach, you mentioned kind of your schedule there as well. I was looking down at who played tonight. You had Autumn that played, who's a freshman. You have Alani that played as a freshman. Messiah, who's a freshman as well, played. So you have a lot of young talent that's getting a lot of valuable reps, and you're hoping that they can kind of grow throughout the season from that, as well as you got a little bit of senior leadership with Avea and Evelyn, and then obviously Janaea. So it looks like the components are there as long as we kind of keep striving to get better.
Yeah, it's really about improving and figuring out what we did wrong. Early in the year, we didn't play, so we couldn't fix. And right now we're constantly fixing. So it's been a bit of a challenge playing freshmen. But this team we just played had a lot of younger girls too. So it's just people getting after each other. We just got to make plays. We got to find a way to finish because we are playing hard. And as a coach, I keep saying it. That's the one thing you really it's hard to coach. But we do play hard. But we're going to get things turned around. The last 3 games, it's tough because we were, in them the last 2 minutes, and, to not find a way to wins hard. But we're going to figure that out.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as you were talking, 1 possession game here tonight. At one point late in about a minute left in the Fairgate game is a 1 possession game. So a lot of positives and a lot of opportunity to grow that you see here. Well, Coach, we really appreciate you joining us. We'll hopefully be able to talk to you and see you on Friday night as we go into the 5-Star Prep Tournament.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all. Thanks.
That is Coach Kevin Tubbs joining us up here as Lady Wildcats do fall 53-51. The last game here in 2025 on our court from Oak Ridge and from Wildcat Arena. For all the people that joined us earlier, Ethan Eubanks, TJ Hibben, David Clary back at the Command Center, we really appreciate all their helps. We'll run down our sponsors one more time because they are season-long sponsors that have supported us all year and have for several years, honestly, a lot of these. That would be Laura Lynn Green and State Farm Insurance, Mike Kelly and Betsy Coleman Realty, Oak Ridge Utility District, Knoxville Orthopedic Clinic of Oak Ridge, Tin Bank of Oak Ridge, Summit Medical Group, Bob's Wash and Fold, and Fox Insurance Group. Lady Wildcats will play again, as we said, on Friday, 6:15 from CAK. They will play the Lady Warriors of CAK. Later on Friday, it will be the Wildcats guys team taking on Sevier County at Fulton, and that game will be at 8:15. We hope that you join us or are able to travel to those games. For all the people that we mentioned before, Ethan, TJ, David, this is James Branson as well as Emmett and Avery saying,
Will Wildcats up.